Huma shaka huva. Probably wondering what that is. Okay, I'm stoked, super excited. I just got my passport, which means my Tour de la USA is on and on and on and through. The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And, you know, I just want to show this again because, quite frankly, this has been my favorite book of the year so far. And I know it's an early year, and you're probably saying, well, you know, how many books are you reading? Well, I've read 10 books so far this year. It simply speaks to your soul. This book really does. It is the heart inside of you which ultimately wants to go out there and bring itself forth. You know, your creative abilities, your muse, your artistic touch, whether you be you're in business, you're an entrepreneur, you're just going for success, or something even, you know, greater, whether it be spiritually, religiously, you know, it doesn't matter. I highly recommend it. I'm going to show it one more time just because I fucking love it so much. The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. And the thing is that, you know, whoever, you know, just, can we give an applause? You and I, can we give a... I don't know who chose the title of that book, but it is genius. It's a play on words from the original book, The Art of War by Sun Tzu, and it's, I mean, that's just smart. Is that not smart? That's some good copy right there. What's this book about? Why am I so excited? You can see my enthusiasm. I'm like freaking Leonidas, just ready to go in there and fucking kill some shit. But this book is amazing. So the book is about resistance, and resistance in the book, and I'm quoting here, he says, resistance ultimately points towards our true north. And what does he mean by that? He means there is something inside you, there's something inside I, there's something inside both of us that is why we're here, our path and purpose in life, personal calling, if you will. This is your Homer's Odyssey. This is what you were born and bred to do. There is something inside you that has, you know, that quiet little voice inside you that you've probably pushed aside for too long. This book is about embracing that little voice inside you that speaks so quietly. You really have to listen to hear it. But you keep pushing it to the side, whether you want to write a book, whether you want to be the next big actor, whether you want to, you know, be the next big businessman, you know, be the next Wolf of Wall Street, if you will. Mm-hmm. You want to do it with me? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah! Mm-hmm. Ah! Mm-hmm. Ah! So let's say you have a book you want to write, and you just keep pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off, whether it be fiction or nonfiction, doesn't matter. And instead of writing that book down, you enjoy the dream of it in your mind. You know, the spoils of war that you might receive, how acclaimed it will be, how amazing this book will change your life if you could just sit down and write it, but you don't. Instead, you're like, someday, one day, never. And this is part of your soul that's screaming out, you know, whatever it is. This is part of you that's screaming out, waiting to be unleashed. This is the reason why you were put in this world. This is your inner light. Let's say you have a goal and you want to lose weight. Instead of actually going up, taking the action, going to the gym, or just going for a walk, or doing whatever program you decide to do, you said, you know what, tomorrow. Maybe next week. It's my nephew's birthday, you know, I gotta eat this cake now, and then after, then I'll do it. And then you eat the cake and you're like, well, you know, I'm already here, I can't leave, my nephew's birthday's today. And this is the funny thing, this is what everybody does. I mean, not everybody. If you see the super successful, you know what they do? They have that feeling of resistance. You know, let's say you want to go talk, you're in Starbucks, right? You see that pretty girl sitting by herself reading a book, and all you want to do is just go up, introduce yourself, say hi, and get to know her and possibly seduce her. I mean, who knows? You know, this woman could be the mother of your children, and a part of your soul is telling you to go do it. But what do? You know, you just look at her, you're like, man, you know, she's really pretty. She wouldn't, you know, she wouldn't want to meet a guy like me. I'll go with Venti. Yeah. And instead, fight that resistance. Be like, you know what? I don't want, you know, part of me is fearful. I don't want to do this. Instead, you just do it anyway. You just fight against that resistance and you do it anyway. This comes down to a form of your own personal self-sabotage. And it's very unfortunate. The type of person that you could be, that I can be, that we can be, is something really, really powerful. And you'll tend to notice that if you decide to fight this resistance, you're not going to be the only one trying to sabotage yourself. I mean, in the book he says it is the form of highest treason for a crab to jump for the rim of the bucket. I mean, you got all those crabs down in that bucket, right? And you go and jump for it. You go for your dreams. You say, you know what? I'm done with this. I don't want to live a mediocre life. And you go for it. You know, everyone around you sees that light inside you, and they're going to do everything they can to just start pouring water on it. They have quit on their dreams a long time ago. They didn't want to be a big success. They did not want to follow their heart. And now they see someone, they see you, and they see you actively taking action, taking the steps that you need to get to where you want to go. You're stepping forward against your resistance every day. You already have to fight your own self-sabotage, but now, and it will come from the most unlikely of people. It will come from your parents. It will come from your friends. You know, your enemies don't care. They don't have enough energy to try to already stop you. Let's say you're in a family, right? You're part of a family, and everyone eats crapshoot food all the time and doesn't go to the gym. And you decide, you know what? I'm not going to eat that crappy food. I'm going to go buy a bunch of organic food, eat really clean, drink a lot of clean water, and go to the gym 7 days a week. What do you think their reaction's going to be? It is not going to be nice. It's going to be hostile. And the funny thing is, it doesn't even affect them. What you're doing does not affect them at all. But they see that you have a goal. They see that your truth is speaking to you, and you're taking steps to change that, and they're going to try to put you down fast and hard. Because when everyone else is pushing their voice aside, their inner child, I guess, from inside, telling it to just shut the fuck up. I'm totally fine working at this shitty job, being in this, emotionally destructive relationship, and, I got you that I have to watch, just blossom and flourish. And I won't stand for that. Well, how does this typically ferment? Typically it goes in the form of procrastination. And it's a very, very subtle way of doing it, because procrastination doesn't say we're not going to do it. What procrastination says is, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it later. I'm going to go to the gym, or I'm going to go talk to that girl, or I'm going to start making more money. But it's like, I'll do it later. I can't do it right now. I have X or I have Y. I can't do it. Once you get past this form of procrastination, then other things will start coming in. Drama. Then it will be like, oh, you know what? Gym could happen, but I'm in a fight with Stacy. And Stacy would be really mad if I went and we didn't just kind of communicate and hunker this down. Deep down inside, I know I should go to the gym, maybe talk to Stacy later. But no, now because I got this drama coming into my life, now I got an excuse as to why I can't do it. And it will come, this resistance will come in various forms. And you have to fight it. It's a fucking war, man. Or grab your fucking sword and just do whatever you gotta do to make your goals accomplished. And this whole idea of resistance is nothing new, but it is new in terms of how we're living today. Modern living, it actually gives us the option of actively fighting our resistance and doing what we were meant to do in this world. You bring us back to, medieval times, so to speak. If your dad was a smith, you're a smith. I don't give a shit if you want to be an artist. Or, if your father's an actor, good possibility you're going to be an actor, but instead you're like, man, I would rather be a hunter. No. You're not a hunter. You're an actor. This isn't the world we live in anymore. You know what I mean? We live in a place of choice. We can pursue our hearts. We can pursue what we were meant to do. And this is completely different. This goes against, thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years of evolution in our minds. Because deep down, we're a tribal society. We never had the ability to think about just the individual. Because, back in the day, if you were cast from the tribe, you were dead. You were gone. checkmate. And all those ancestors, they died off. But in today's age, you can take so much more risk. And being able to actually go out and pursue your dreams is actually something kind of new. We are literally living in the greatest time in human history. We are living in the greatest time in human history, and people aren't taking advantage. Do you know how crazy this is? How stifled we become? How comfortable the world is? How many fucking television shows there are, and shitty food, and this, that, and the other, entertainment, anything to just drown out that noise inside you that speaks to you, right before you go to sleep. When you're sitting in bed, this is probably that time when that voice comes out. And you're laying there, and you're thinking, man, I don't want to be here right now. I want to be doing this. But you don't. Why not? Why not? Your biggest enemy is yourself. Straight up. The biggest enemy is you. You're your own worst enemy. I'm my own worst enemy. The moment we realize that, we are immortal. People are afraid. People fear what might happen, what people might think of them. If I pursued my dreams, Sally might not like it, or Jeff, or whoever the fuck. Who gives a shit? Who cares? A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to be selfish. I don't want to be selfish, And people feel this. Okay, listen. Let me just give you an example. If you want to go and play basketball, you want to be the next LeBron James, so to speak, and you start practicing every single day, then people go and watch you play. And they get pleasure from watching you play. How is that selfish? Stupid. And that's not even to say that success is guaranteed, or success is absolute. I mean, he quotes the Bhagavad Gita in this book. You are entitled to the action, but you are not entitled to the fruits of that action. You have to love doing what you're doing. You have to ask yourself, this is the question. If I was the only person left on earth, the only one, there was no one else left on earth, you were the only person, what would you do? Would you still take those same actions? Because that is what you are entitled to. It's not the validation. You don't do it for the validation. You do it for you. He also distinctly talks about becoming a professional. You have to be the pro. The difference between the amateur and the difference between the pro is that the pro executes regardless of how he feels. If he just goes and starts doing the action, that part of him that makes that action possible will begin to activate. And it might start small at first. It might be that little flame inside you, okay? And it might just grow just a little bit sitting down. But with each action, with each little step you take towards getting to that ultimate goal, the bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger that flame becomes. But ultimately it boils down to this, my friend. You were brought into this world as a blank state. You didn't have all this social conditioning, all this you can't do this, or this isn't possible, and all that destroying your creativity and your childlike wonder and your dreams and just pushing them down, 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 down. None of that was inside you when you were first born. There's a part of you that no matter what anyone says to you, no matter how much they might resist, no matter how much they're fighting against you, there's a part of you that will never change. That's that flame. You were brought in this world to do something. You have a purpose in this life. Execute that vision. Execute that purpose. Make it a reality. Don't just let that dream die. Those beliefs in your mind are there for a reason. Those ideas that you have in your head are there for a reason. They're as real as the things that you hold in your hands every day. Beliefs become things when you act on them. Take the chance. Don't be that guy sitting in his deathbed asking himself, why the fuck did I not go to Asia? Why the fuck didn't I talk to that girl? Why didn't I take care of my health? I could be living another 20 years. What the fuck was I doing? take the steps. I beg you, take those steps, make this world a better place, make your life a better life, and enhance the world as a whole. Once again, the book is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. 5 stars, check it out. That's it. This is Jecht from JechtSpencer.com signing out. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, like, and or comment. I'm really excited about going to Vancouver. Woo! You know, I feel that resistance, but what am I going to do? Battle through it, baby. See you next time. Good fortune to you, my friend. Don't let that flame inside you get blown out.